What up? Welcome to Meta Violence. I have the first. If this is your first time at Meta Violence Club, then you have to fight. It's not your first time, Scott, but you have to fight.
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
You're kind of quiet.
I'm a lover, not a fighter. Can you hear me?
Hold on.
Can you hear me?
You're at 98. I'm gonna turn you up a little bit. Mic check.
Check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Test. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Okay, that's fine. In the chat, let me know how the audio is if something needs to be adjusted. Did you find your butt buddy wizard?
Don't have a butt buddy, but if you're speaking of the aforementioned word wizard, I think he's more of an intellect buddy.
He's not that. He's not
High
that. You're just
thoughts, high thinking, highfalutin.
no,
Yeah.
no, no. I mean, compared to you, yes, but no, he's
Okay,
not
okay.
that.
I'll even take that, man. I'm one stupid fuck. Actually, you should meet my friend Brandon.
I don't
Brandon,
want to.
go to
Nope,
onestupidfuck.com.
nope, not doing it. I never Google
Oh
things
yeah.
people tell me to Google, and I never smell things people tell me to
How
smell.
about don't be for people like you that don't want to go to be one stupid fuck, go to don'tbeaslave.com.
What did I just tell you?
I'm telling you, you don't know what you're talking about, and this will prove it to you.
Don'tbeaslave.com will prove it to me.
One stupid fuck will prove it to you, but
Okay,
don't
I
be a
don't think it
slave is the
will.
same thing.
I mean,
Yeah,
I've already
well.
explained to you that I don't Google things. You learn your.
No,
You
go to
came
the
on panel.
website. That's not Google and shit. I didn't tell you to go. I told you where to go.
I don't
What's the
go to
difference?
any internet place that people
What's
tell me
the
to go.
difference?
Here's the
Well,
thing.
talk to my
You came
brother,
on
Brendan
panel.
Johnson. He's a friend of mine
Now
on
you're loud
Facebook.
again.
Go check
You
him
came on
out. Go check
panel
him out.
and you said you guys could be looking at intellectual shit like Wizard. This is a dude with the Hitler mustache who lives at his old girlfriend's house, is on the computer all day long, calls Paul Daddy, tells people how to make fake stamps. This is the dude. This is the dude out of everybody on the panel or anybody that, just even in the sort of, I don't want to say community, but whatever. That's the one you chose. You chose Stamp Hitler.
Oh, wait. You're chosen for what?
You said
I.
somebody intellectual.
Well, he absolutely has good information. He has put on his
He
channel
doesn't, though.
repeated. Have you gone there?
Yes.
And what does he do when he's going through the information? What have you?
Okay.
Tell me what you've listened
Here's
to.
I've listened to plenty of it. The thing that I like to focus on is he tells people to make stamps. Then he says it's not stamps, it's franking. Now he's saying it's prepaid postage. It's complete bullshit. Just
Okay,
because he can reference existing laws or to fake support his fake conclusions doesn't mean there's anything good there. It's complete
I've
bullshit.
seen. I'll tell you this. I don't know much about his franking and his stamp stuff. I
I
haven't
do. I'm
followed that.
telling you about it.
Hold on. But I know other people who have done the same stuff, created their own stamps. They've used their numbers, okay, because you do have an account. Your social. Your excuse me. Your just think about it. Anytime there's 9 digits, it ends up being an account, and you're the account holder. So
Wait a
every
second.
time
Any 9-digit sequence is an account.
your zip code plus the 4 digits afterwards is the account that is the post office account Wizard's talking about. Yes, it is.
It doesn't have an account balance.
Yeah, it does, and that's the only time there's money. By the way, if you actually understood what an account
So
balance was, that's the true money.
how does money get into your account, your zip code account balance?
Check, draft, money order, bill of
Just however.
exchange, note, acceptance. Yeah, I mean, that's how you transfer. That's how you transfer securities. Okay, no, I know Taylor. I know that this is absolutely absurd. Doesn't seem to be right. But if I
It's not
told
right.
you, oh well, no, you just say that, so it makes it not right. Let me ask you something. If I told you that every single time you signed your name to something, doesn't matter what it was, even a piece of toilet paper, if you were in jail, you created security, what would you say? If the
Sorry,
judge got a hold of it, if the judge got a hold of it, and you signed a piece of toilet paper in jail, wrote him a note, he'd put a fucking amount of value on it. He'd put it in trust. He'd stick it in his safe, and it'd become a security. Period. The fucking guy would start selling it, but somehow, potentially, for their CRIS system. You know what a CRIS system is in court?
What?
It's the court registry investment system. Okay.
So you're just saying hot words. You're just saying hot words, and you're stringing together disconnected topics.
Wait. Would it be possible for you for a government agency that's supposed to be, working for we the people, has a registry where they invest in stuff? That's not me stringing. Look it up. You don't have to say I strung that together.
You can look it up. I'll share your screen if you pull it up.
I'm on a phone. I'm not going to be able to pull up anything. My eyes aren't even that fucking good.
You
want me to go set up on a computer?
Here's
or something?
Your buddy.
Give me.
I've invited Wizard to come up on panel and debate this with me 1,000 times. Like every time I see him down there, I say, Wizard, you can click the link. He doesn't ever want to click the link here. So I'm going to kick you from my chat, Wizard.
No, don't.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Go ahead, but don't think that he's wrong just because
he's wrong.
Well,
he is wrong. I've been through this with him. I've been through it. I've been through it. Snaps has been through it with him. He will die on this hill. For some reason, like I think the smartest move for him would be to just drop the bullshit, but he won't do it. He tries to dig in and insist. That's why we've been through so many variations of you can make your own stamps. No, you can't. Okay. Well, he's not making stamps. He's franking. Now he's saying it's a prepaid expense or a prepaid asset. He's full of shit.
Well, I mean, in essence, if you walked into a store with a $20 bill in your pocket, okay, when you pulled out the $20 bill at the register.
Hold on, Scott. Thank you, Chuck, for the memberships. This now that I've gotten Chuck's money, I can shut down the stream. Thanks for coming.
Hey, later. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Let's go have a beer.
Why don't you have Wizard mail them to us?
There you go. Frank them to us, huh? If you go in to buy beer to have some beer tonight, and you go in with a $20 bill and it's a 18 pack for $20 on sale. Okay. You walk up to the register. Describe to me what you see is happening.
What do you mean? I don't even know.
You have a $20 bill. You got a $20 bill. There's a clerk on the other side. You're going to hand her a $20 bill. She's going to bring up a cash register. Okay. And you're literally in a position where you're purchasing something with that $20 bill. You believe, right?
I do believe.
Okay, hold on, Chuck, and I don't want to argue. I'm just going to tell you what I see happening, and this is not up for debate until I'm done, and then you can tell me that you see that it's wrong. Okay? So you go up there, you see that you're doing something, and you're buying something with a $20 bill, but we all know that a note is a promise to pay. Ty Taylor, you worked in a bank, and you know mortgage notes a promise to pay, so the Federal Reserve note is a promise to pay. So the Federal Reserve note is a promise to pay. So you walk up, and we know right under that line it says United States of America. So the United States is who's supposed to pay it, obviously, because they're listed right under what it says it is that $20 bill is a Federal Reserve note. So when you get it to the register and you hand that clerk the $20 bill and she hands you a receipt, the account balance is the money because you have a note, which is just a promise to pay. And on the other side, you have the credit. So you have debt on one side and the fucking cigarettes or the beer or whatever you bought.
That's not how it works.
Was the credit. Yes, it was the credit. That's not how
it works. No, it's
not. Let me ask you something. Hold on, stop. Let me ask you something. How did the beer get in the can and all that shit get there if it wasn't prepaid?
It was magic.
Yeah, they send invoices.
Oh, invoices. Okay, and what? So it takes a signature to sign off on the invoice, right? Promise to pay. Another bill of exchange.
No, it doesn't.
It's a bill of exchange. Yes, it is. I've worked docs. I know exactly what it is.
The way that dollars constitute a debt is that the U.S. government borrows them from the Fed and loans them into the banking economy.
What are they?
Okay, I know we've already been through this. I don't know why the fuck you're so stupid and you're still acting like
you didn't go to the next Fed. I told you you're going right. You're saying absolutely was right. Is that they borrow them from the Fed? But based on what? We talked about last time, 12 USC 411, 12 USC 412 is where it tells you what they borrow them based on. Your note when you go into the bank. So it's your account balance. And if you look through the codes, you'll find out
Wait.
that you not only
Who's borrowing? Scott,
the bank's borrowing it from you.
I don't know if I should let him continue to just spew nonsense. That doesn't even make enough sense for me to
Makes no sense.
It makes no sense, and it's just wrong. He's just wrong.
Let me pick a USC that applies. Okay?
Right.
Let me pick a statute that applies.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
It's cherry picking. They don't acknowledge state law. Scott, do you acknowledge state law as far as driver's licenses go?
Yep.
I can show you real easy in 10 minutes on Brandon's video. He just
I'm not watching a 10-minute motherfucking video.
Here in Tennessee, I looked it up. It's a state. It's not a federal. It's a state.
I looked it up too in my state, and guess what?
In order to operate a motor vehicle or an automobile, you have to be licensed and tagged. And
you're
insurance.
identifying at that, but no, you can go around it. You can get a business license, or you can get a trust, and you can get a U.S. DOT number if you do the right things. It's all codified in law. You don't have to fucking.
When
But
I was
somewhere you're paying for it.
When I was a
It's
banker,
not free.
I was on the trust board. I worked at a bank and trust company, and he's full of shit.
Yep.
DOT number is not something you have to pay for, and you can get one number and you can put it on all your cars, all your vehicles, as long as you're not in commerce. You have to have a driver's license, which denotes, like Paul says. Just look at what Paul says. You're not.
Paul is full of shit.
Paul is
full of crap.
He goes to Wizards, or he goes to fucking Jackson, promotes Wizard. He comes here and promotes Paul. Go scuttle your fat ass over there.
That's why Paul has somebody drive him around so he does not get pulled over.
Exactly.
Duh.
Right.
Doesn't take a rocket scientist.
He's back there flashing his camera like Snafu does when I don't let him up. But your camera's not connected. Let him up.
Let him spew. Let him spew.
He's just going to spew bullshit and bad information and reference things that don't make sense. He's going to promote douchebags who are too cowardly to come up and promote themselves.
Well, he disappeared.
No, I dunked him again.
Oh.
But now I'm starting to feel like Paul, basically. So
don't do that. That's not a good way.
It's not a good feeling. I don't like it. That's why I brought him back up.
You don't have to agree with me, but I'd like it if you pay attention to what I'm saying. I can show you easily. Like
we've been over this so many times, Scott. We've been over this so many times.
No, you asked me about a driver's license. We never talked about once. Not once have you and I talked about a fucking driver's license. And I said I can find you the answers, all the answers in 10 fucking minutes. I'll show you a video. It tells you your answer.
No.
I'm not
do
watching
you have
video.
one? Do you have a driver's license?
I don't answer questions on a public forum like this at all.
That's retarded.
What's that?
Unable to back up his mouth.
Well, what's the point? Look it up. If you want to fucking check it out, go ahead and try and dox
He didn't
me.
say let us see your driver's license. He said, "Do you have one?"
Yes, I have a driver's license. I have two.
Do you have plates on your car?
Sure.
Do you have insurance?
No is all your answers. Okay, you don't need them. I don't drive. I'm not in commerce.
I don't think he has a car.
Hey, Tyler, let's do something. Why don't you know how to reach me? Reach me off this and we'll talk. Taylor. The first time I heard his name, I heard Tyler years ago or months ago.
I answered to Tyler. I've been called Tyler. I know people
I just call him bitch.
Bitch. Yo, bitch.
There's no amount of money. There's no amount of money that Chuck can pay.
To get around with that, huh?
Right.
Love you.
Don't make me treat you like Snaps and Scott, Chuck.
Oh, Lord.
Honestly, hey, we'll talk about some bullshit, but if you want to fucking know a little bit behind the scenes of where the fuck I'm coming from, I'll tell you. But
Well, here's
I'm
what
going to let
I
it
want to
out
know.
another.
Scott, before anybody wastes any more time on this bullshit, why should anybody take advice from you about finances or law? You don't have a track record of success in either of them. Neither does Wizard, neither does Paul.
Okay, in finances and in life and in business, I have had a pretty fucking successful track record. I've left my family in great shape, and now I'm in the
You have
process
a
of seeing
family?
if yeah,
You do?
absolutely. I crawled out from under a rock, but these people that took me in, what do you want? You know, there's good people in the world. I mean, maybe you'll meet one day.
The people that took you in.
I'm
That
kidding.
don't mean you got a family.
Yeah.
Go a different direction.
I'm not going to ask you to prove anything, obviously, but what I'm saying is, it doesn't appear that any of you have any financial success at all, or any legal success at all. I mean,
Okay.
Wizard claims to have some, and I can see how if you've
What?
been through 93 cases, you can't lose them all, can you?
Flo, I want to describe to you something, and this is from personal knowledge. Okay, I walked in front of a
Unless you've
judge.
done it yourself.
This is personal knowledge. I did it. This is what I did. I'm telling you what I told you before, Taylor. This is what happened. Okay, for what Snaps was talking about earlier, kicking the door into my own residence. No, the house wasn't sold. No, nobody else owned it. This was my property. It had not been transferred to anybody.
This is how I know that you don't have any financial success. This situation.
What? No, this wasn't. You don't even know what the fuck happened. Okay. All right.
You got arrested.
I got arrested for being in my own dwelling. All right. And it was because the bank came in and said something different. They said that I wasn't supposed to be there. Now, this was my mother's house and it was her second house. And it was a very unfortunate situation where some caregivers, this is why I moved up here and moved in with her, they had taken advantage of her, moved her out of this motherfucking house and had her at 80 years old buying a fucking goddamn $650,000 house with no income, making a fucking modest income off her investments. And they said they were going to pay the bill on that other house. They moved her in it and they moved in it on this fucking golf course house. And I found this out. They weren't even paying the bills. They got her in foreclosure in that house. And I stood up to the bank and said, how in your right mind could you put a 12-month balloon note mortgage on my motherfucking 80-year-old? This is crimes against the elderly at bare minimum. The fuck are you doing?
It wasn't your house, though.
Okay, so go there and you try and tell me that, but you don't even know the facts. I've been in real estate and I've been doing financial transactions for almost 30 years in a brokerage ran by my family. I wish my mother, before she passed away here, didn't lose her noggin a little bit. She was a very sharp woman, and this wouldn't have happened had she not fucking gone a little bit off a center. So the reality.
You're squatting in a foreclosed house. Did I hear that right?
No, it hadn't transferred. You understand this. I've done BPOs as a brokerage of our own. We dealt with foreclosures as a habit. Okay, so knowing the laws in the state of Florida, until there's a writ of possession or a notice to vacate, there ain't a motherfucking thing but my property going on. So tell me different, Chucky boy.
Chucky boy.
So it sounds like you're looking.
No, that's a fact. No, it's not a. What do you mean a loophole? They're in. Okay, I'm not even going to discuss this because right now I'm in the middle of a situation.
So are you paying? Are you trying to pay to retain the house, or are you just trying to delay getting kicked out?
What house? This one?
Are you in your mom's house?
This is paid off.
Is it is it the same house in question?
No, that one's gone up to the bank on the sale. That's done with, over with. However, getting the money back on it is easy to do. I absolutely, because of what happened to me. Remember, they tried to put me on trial for something I didn't do, and I represented myself, and I stood my ground right fucking straight up to the fucking trial, right up to it. I stood there, and then they had to dismiss all the charges. All right, because if they didn't, I had proven to them that otherwise it's extortion because I know how it works. I'm not even going to discuss it now. I told you the last time I think I talked to you about this, but if you didn't listen, then you don't understand. The judge is sitting on a bank. Bench in Latin is bank. Okay. So if you don't understand, you're going in there, it's a financial transaction. When he's saying guilty or not guilty, he's just saying, are you going to pay or not pay? As soon as you say either one, you're fucked because you've given him jurisdiction. Same thing if you're on the side of the road. Flo, can I tell you something? You don't want to believe me, you don't have to. But let me put it to you this way. The cops on the side of the road, when they ask you for your ID, your driver's license, they say, can I have your ID? Can you give me your identification? What are they saying? Identification. If you hand them your identification, that means they can create charges on your behalf. That's what they do. They write checks on you.
Scamnum. Scamnum.
That's scamnum. That's what a bench is in Latin. That's how you say bench in Latin.
Go check it out. Bench in Latin.
Scamnum. Scamnum.
It's bank.
Bench.
It means bank. What does it mean?
Bench. Scamnum.
What is scamnum in Latin? What does
bench.
That mean?
It means bench. It means bench.
Look at the etymology of the word.
I'm not going to. See, you're doing the same bullshit that Wizard does. You keep deflecting and shifting and devolving into etymology. The reason that Wizard likes etymology...
Here. Hold on.
No. You hold the fuck on. The reason Wizard likes etymology is because he has a whole history of different meanings to choose from.
Yeah, let's go back to the 1600s to find our word.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned that because two things happened in the 1600s.
You know what's interesting? It's interesting that the word that I looked up is scamnum.
Scam.
Kind of scamulent, looking kind of scamulent.
Literally, 1611, they had how was it? Fuck. The Sesquier V Act of 1666 is where the trusts all came from. And then 1611, what the fuck was I just thinking about?
But does that apply today?
Oh, that's what Reagan put into. Yes, applies. Reagan. This is why the Bible is in our courts to this very day.
No. Reagan made.
Wait. Reagan made the 1611 King James Bible the Word of God. Yes.
No, it was
an executive order.
It was not to make the Bible the official word. It was to honor the Bible on a specific day.
Yep, I looked it up too. I've heard that claim, and I looked it up, and Chuck is absolutely right.
Yep.
Our nation was founded on the Bible, okay? And
it was not. That's why
our nation was not.
They each had their own religious beliefs. That's why they put in there freedom from religion, because they couldn't agree on a religion.
Okay, the Old Testament is different from the New Testament, where a lot of religions broke off. Okay, everybody kind of agrees that Abraham, Isaac, and all that, the beginning of this shit. You know, you go Muhammad, you go Muslims, you go Israelites, you go. Everybody kind of looks back at the same history to begin with. It's just kind of where Muhammad and Christ and whatnot come in. Things break off and go AWOL.
I don't know what he's talking about. Do you?
Nope.
All right, Scott. Well, I mean, you've just been caught full of shit like a couple times in rapid.
That's your belief. That's fine. That's fine.
The Reagan claim is illogical, is wrong.
What did the executive order say exactly?
It was a day to.
Hold on. Do we? You want us to have it memorized? That's good. That's your gotcha. Is that we don't have the executive order memorized?
I'm not saying it's a gotcha. I'm just saying that my understanding of the way it reads is that he recognized that.
You haven't read it. Either you haven't read it, or you have read it. That's even worse.
Look it up, Flo. It's a short verse.
I don't remember which executive order it is.
All you gotta do is look up Reagan
King James 1611 Bible. Yeah.
It wasn't a 1611 Bible.
Yeah, it's a King James 1611 Bible. Yes, it was.
What was it?
Now, therefore, I, Ronald Reagan, President of the United States of America, in recognition of the contributions and influence of the Bible of our Republic, and on our people do hereby proclaim 1983 the year of the Bible in the United States.
Thank you. Doesn't say KJV. It doesn't say this is the law.
So you want to reconsider, Scott, all the bullshit you've been saying?
Let me look up what I found before. Hold on.
You don't.
Well, no,
See,
I'll
Wizard,
take what you just. I'll take what you just said and say, yeah, I'll cede. I'll cede at this point. But
Okay.
no, give me. I've looked up other stuff. I can't bring it up as quickly as you want me to.
He
But
looked it straight up.
I hear you.
see, this is exactly why I even bothered to go after Wizard at all. Because at first glance, it seems like who could be stupid enough to fall for this? But on further reflection, there are actually a lot of people roaming the internet who are stupid enough to fall for his shit.
Well, you don't even. I mean, are you religious at all? Are you agnostic? How do you feel?
What does it matter? What's it relevant?
Question. No. Just a question.
I'm not
trying to
answering
say
it
there's
until you tell me the
relevance.
relevance. I'm not answering until you tell me the
I
relevance.
said there's no relevance. It's a curiosity. If you
Why
would
did
be
you say,
biased
are
one
you
way or
even?
another, if you were biased one way or another, because if you believed in nothing, you would say there was nothing.
But I haven't answered.
I'm saying that would be the relevance. Is if you believed in nothing, then you would lean that way. You wouldn't believe in anything.
So you're suggesting that if I'm an atheist, that's the reason why I don't believe what you're saying?
No, it would be the reason that you wouldn't put. No. It'd be the reason why you wouldn't put effort into finding out whether or not things were true or whether or not they fit together.
He
Because
just
most of this is
he
based
just
on the
did.
Bible. Most of this is
He just did.
There's a lot more to this, Chuck, in Tennessee than what we're espousing right here in this general
That's what
moment.
you guys keep saying, but you can't ever produce results for it.
Produce. Exactly.
Not even can you not produce like an argument. You can't produce results in your own life. How is it that somebody like Wizard, who has the keys to the government, can't afford a decent headset? He sounds like he's fucking flying an airplane. We're going to dim the overhead lights for the remainder of the flight.
Houston, we're coming in for a landing.
And you're trying to get into to the house the locks have been changed on. You'd think that if somebody had the knowledge and the information that gave them the keys to the government, they would be better than you guys are.
Why do you think I kicked the door in? Because I was right. Hello?
No, you weren't.
Then why did I get everything dropped, Chuck?
I don't know. Did you get?
Then you can't say I wasn't right, Chuck. Yes, all charges dropped, and not only dropped, it said they're insufficiently legal.
Didn't you just say that it's still an open case? That's why you couldn't talk about it?
No. Well, if I'm going back on civil rights violations, yes.
Civil rights.
So you're suing them?
Again, I'm not going to talk about that. Okay.
Well, that won't affect your case. Whether or not you say that you're suing them or not won't affect the case at all. That's not privileged information. I think that's public, actually.
Go look it up then.
I'm not going to. I don't know your last name.
I'm not talking about that, okay? I'm in the middle of discussing a few things regarding that and other matters. So you have to understand, I don't want to air it right here, right now. Please and thank you.
So a while back, I made it. Go ahead.
Is it civil or criminal?
What, my case?
Yeah.
It was criminal, it's dropped. But this will be, but everything's civil. Chuck, think about it. You can't have crime without a victim. How could anything have been a victim there? There was no victim, so there was no crime. So it's civil, and that's how I walked away on. Hold on. I walked away on.
Then there's
who did? So who did? Who's the victim?
I don't know. I don't know about your case. The owner of the house, if it's not yours.
No, there was no owner of the house.
Somebody owned it.
The bank was trying to take it back, and the bank is just a piece of paper. There's no way that a bank on a piece of paper being chartered as a piece of paper, a fiction, could gain parity with man. You're on fucking crack. You just don't,
bank.
Chuck. You just don't know who and what you are, so you can't follow through.
Banking. Flo did banking.
Doesn't matter. He doesn't know what I know. That doesn't matter. You think
it's amazing how these fuckers are smarter than
years.
bankers and smarter than post office workers about the industries they worked in. It's fucking amazing.
Okay.
So a
October
bank is a
4th.
corporation, presumably, right? It's presumably a corporation, which is a shared ownership. Everything that when a bank forecloses on a house, it does own it. And if you want to take it back to people, the shareholders are the individual owners of the bank. Therefore, they own the house.
Who owns it right now?
Why didn't you read? Hey! Why didn't you on stat 1211 Public Law 97-280 97 Congress? Why didn't you read the first part of it where it says, "Whereas the Bible, the Word of God, has made a unique contribution"? It said the Bible, the Word of God, is what's written in the statute.
It said
that's what's written in the statute. That's what's written in the statute.
It said unique contribution.
It says, whereas the Bible, the Word of God, has made a unique contribution. Go the fuck look it up.
It didn't say law of the land. It said a unique contribution.
It said where the Bible, the Word of God, has made a unique contribution, shaping the United States as a distinctive and blessed. Look up statute.
None of that changes the meaning.
But it doesn't change
It's law. It's law.
It does not say law, you idiot. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you a name.
It's statutory law, man. It's going. It's
no, it is not.
Well, it's Public Law 97-280. I'm reading it from Public Law. It's joint resolution on the 97th Congress. This is literally October 4th, 1982.
Yep.
It says
it was a resolution.
Whereas the Bible, the Word of God,
Scott,
it says public law.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't
was
matter.
A resolution. It was not a law. It did not command that the Bible was the law of the land.
This is the legislative history, Resolution 165.
Scott, God damn, you're so stupid. It kills me. This paragraph I've highlighted
means nothing.
Now, therefore, I, Ronald Reagan, yada yada, recognize the contribution and influence of the Bible on our Republican people. Do hereby proclaim 83 the year of the Bible in the United States.
Go to the very first line of that paragraph. First line.
Okay.
Is this an article or the law or the resolution you're reading?
In recognition of,
show it on screen. Let's see what the fuck you're.
Bro, I'm sharing it on screen right now.
Come on, Scott, open your eyes.
I'm reading the fucking stat. I told you to pull up Public Law 97-280, October 4th, 1982. I don't care what you
said, Scott. I said,
okay, so you don't want the truth. That's fun. I love that.
No, I don't want to keep playing whack-a-mole. We can do this all day long.
Stream Nazis. You want to put what you want to put up?
Look it up, Flo. 92, whatever he said. Look it up.
I've done this with him this is at least the third stream I've done this with him. Just because I don't want to do.
They want to believe what they want to believe.
I whack-a-mole one thing he says, then he goes, well, what about this one? I don't want to keep jumping around and shooting down every single thing you can come across. We could
the judge can't, you can't, you fool.
Can't what?
If the judge can't shoot it down, you can't shoot it down. So don't wait yourself.
You didn't present this to a judge.
Oh, my God.
Does anyone in the chat want me to bring him back up? Or are we done with this?
It's 92 something. I don't remember what the rest.
I don't care. I'm not looking up. I've done, like I said, I've done this with him at least 3 times, maybe 4.
I've researched it myself and come up empty-handed.
Yeah, there's nothing there. It
was a resolution. They can have a resolution for anything.
Yep. We just recently had a resolution in this state declare. I don't remember which day it was, but declaring someday, like the trans day or something, trans awareness day or some shit like that. That's not an actionable law. It's just like it's a recognition. Scott, I see you doing the snafu flash back there. I'm not bringing you back up. The people don't want you back up. I don't want you back up.
If you got something to fall on, that's fine. But to try
He's-
to make it say something that it's not saying is bull.
It's bull.
I mean, I'm not a world expert, but I've looked it up, and it don't say that it's the law. Sorry.
I find it interesting as well. Scott, don't you think it's interesting that Wizard still won't come up here and talk to me? You remember when you said that he wasn't scared of me?
I find it quite interesting why you're saying it's not a law when it literally reads public law 97-280. I mean, that's okay. You want to call it a resolution because laws come from resolutions. It was a resolution first.
Okay, Flo.
See,
What's
this is why he keeps making these arguments that are bad, but there are people stupid enough, maybe not in my audience, maybe there are, I don't know. There are people stupid enough to believe Wizard. There are people stupid enough to believe him.
Look up 92-280. I can't do it on my phone.
What the fuck is it, Scott?
It's public law 97-280.
And what are you going to tell me that this proves?
It just says, where is the Bible the word of God? It literally states the word of God. It's calling the Bible the word of
97
God.
what?
280.
280. 97, October 4th, 1982. This is what
that
Reagan
doesn't
did.
matter. That doesn't matter. The original point was that the Bible doesn't matter to law.
Well, how come we're under canon law? That's the point. We're under canon law. If you don't understand that, you're fucking way behind the goddamn curve.
This is the same thing I just read.
You're not. Let me see where I'm pulling this up from because I'm pulling up governmentinfo.gov. So let's go.
I'm on congress.gov. I'm on congress.gov.
No, listen,
I'm looking right at it.
I'm at www.
He's a chaos agent.
And I'm sorry, in recognition does not mean it's the law of the land.
And it certainly doesn't mean that that every law backtracks to the Bible. That's bullshit. It means that 1983 was recognized as the year of the Bible.
Yep. It's a recognition. It's nothing more, nothing less.
So there was a stream I did a while back that was I titled is Sov Sits a PSYOP or something like that. And this is why. Like let's pretend that we're China or something, right? And we want to just sort of erode the cohesiveness of US society. It would be a pretty good strategy, right? To sort of load up the outcasts of society with this narrative and then send them out to not only spread the narrative, but to bog down law enforcement, cops, and sort of start riling up people against. And I'm no fan of cops. Everybody knows that. I can't stand them. They're pieces of shit. They enforce bad laws. There's no such thing as a good cop. But if you want to turn a society against itself, I think that this could be one avenue of just kind of eroding the bond.
Take something that is plainly written and twist it to fit your narrative.
Mm-hmm.
If they were right, I'd be behind them 100%.
I want them to be right. I did want them to be right.
I did too when I looked it up, but that's not what the book says, or the registry or whatever you want to call it.
And when they try to evade and fall back on the Bible, it's an obfuscation. They're moving the goalposts. The Bible is just, and you're a Christian, aren't you? I don't mean to.
I'm not a Christian.
Okay.
No, not a Christian.
Okay.
I believe in a creator.
Okay, we're on the same page then. But the Bible it's 66 books. It has a lot of things in it, and a lot of them are conflicting. So when your ultimate authority is something as unprecise and open to interpretation as the Bible is, and I guarantee there's like at least 20 people in the chat right now. It's not open to interpretation. Blah, 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 blah. Yes, it is. When you fall back on that, it's like building your house on quicksand, to reference a parable.
I think the Bible is a guide to living.
I don't think it is.
Well, I'm just saying it's not the absolute in everything. It's a good guide to follow.
I think that there's some good in it, there's some bad in it, but I don't think it's a guide at all. It's kind of a history, really. More than anything, it's a history.
And it could be twisted. Who knows?
It is. Well, parables or Psalms. Psalms is probably more of a guide. I don't know. It's been a long time since I read it, but yeah, it's not by Scott.
And I'm not going to take it away from anybody. I mean, if they find comfort in it, that's what it's meant for.
And I mean, I think that there is some truth to it. I just think it's been tweaked. I don't think that there's truth in. I don't think that you can find spiritual truths in man's institutions. And the biggest religion on earth is Christianity. It is an institution, and it has been for centuries. It's a powerhouse of an institution. So people like to forget that. Treat it like it's different.
What the hell? Well, you know why we got so many different Christian religions, don't you?
Because the Bible's open to being interpreted.
Because I want to pick and choose what I like and thing I don't like. Well, therefore, I'm going to start a new religion and leave those parts out.
Right.
And I don't know if it's actually one religion per se. I just think there's a creator out there.
I would agree, but I've got to think, in the early days of Christianity, it's kind of interesting because the Catholic Church did a lot of work to eradicate all the other sects.
They wanted to own it,
right? So and what is it? Pauline is whatever. I don't remember what the phrase is, but basically the tradition of Paul is the one that they used, the one that ended up winning because the Catholic Church killed off everyone else. You have to wonder what those other ones contained, right? I find it hard to believe that this loving Jesus, if it's the true, that this loving God would kill everybody who believed the wrong belief, but allow, just there's some sort of a logical conflict there in saying the Catholic Church killed off everyone else and brought us the Word of God.
Well, and I look at World War II for the Catholics. Even though they may have been against Germany, they sure did their damnedest to help them out.
Yeah, they did a lot of cupcaking with Germany. And I mean, they've done worse things than that, I think. Maybe not. But I mean, the Inquisition, the Crusades, what they've done to all the native peoples and like everywhere, the missionaries and priests and nuns, they were at the forefront of genocide, basically.
In the name of what? Christianity or
Yep.
Catholicism?
Yep.
And I don't know who's wrong or right. I'm not dead yet, so I can't tell you. But I'd rather believe in something and get there and find out I was wrong than rather not believe in something, if that makes any sense.
Well, on the other hand, I think that there's there's just too much evidence of there being more than just whatever, the materialist perspective that we're all just one big cosmic accident and evolution happened. I'm sorry, I don't buy evolution at all either. I buy microevolution, like different breeds of dogs.
What do you mean evolution?
Like, I don't think I've never seen a rock sprout a conscience. I don't think life can pop out of non-life.
I agree.
And I don't think one species can turn into another.
I agree with that.
I do think that within a species, you can have micro changes over time through selective breeding or environment, as can be seen with dogs. There are different breeds of dogs. They're all the same species, though, because they can all breed with each other.
That's in order to adapt to the environment.
Right. But I mean, think about evolution. If it's just mutations built on mutations, and if you think about like the complexity of an eyeball, that would mean that, I mean, what develops first? Do the cones develop first? Does the pupil develop first? Because you need the whole eye to work. So how the fuck do you get there? What develops first? And then if you can solve the chronological problem, so that you have a functioning eyeball, that means that the same mutations would have had to happen to two different members of the same species at the same time for them to form a new species. I mean, just when you start trying to get into the nitty gritty, the whole thing sort of falls apart. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I don't believe the primordial ooze effect.
The great conspiracy is between God and Satan. Pretty easy choice for most, the creator or the creation. Well, I don't know what that means. Like they're in cahoots together?
No, I think the creator, not creation, the creator.
Yeah. I don't know. The whole, I mean, God created evil. That's another thing that people don't like about their paradigm. But if you want to insist
Yes,
on the
yes, I
Christian
agree.
worldview, God created evil.
Otherwise,
And
you
actually,
would
there's
not
a
know
Bible
good.
verse that says that.
Otherwise, you would not know good. That's just my belief. Is Jack here
Realization.
yet?
No, Jack's not here yet.
I tried hard to find common ground, and he still wanted to fight with me, Flo.
I know.
I was
And
trying.
you were, and you know what? And the things that you like, obviously, I'm going to look biased because you're a big donor. And so it's going to look like,
Don't.
but it's going to
Bull.
look like I'm cupcaking, right? When I stick up, but everything you said was absolutely right and relevant.
I'm not looking for a cupcake factory.
No, I know. I'm just saying like that sort of undermines the credibility of my claim. When in fact,
Oh,
the
okay.
claim was independent of that factor. You were right, and it was relevant every time he jumped at you.
Because I was trying to find commonality.
I mean, I don't know that matters. Like, that's a nice gesture, but if you're right, you're right, and you were right, and it was right, and it was relevant to the conversation. So his objections didn't even fit.
Yeah, and I wasn't even trying to be right at all. I was just trying to find a piece of a twig of being able to communicate, if that makes any sense.
Here he is. You summoned him.
Well,
What, you didn't know that he was watching? Oh shit, you summoned the missing link too.
I didn't say anything wrong, so I got nothing to be ashamed of.
That's right.
Because I'd rather be friends than to fight, or at least be on the same path. You know, as opposed to fighting each other all the time, because that leads nowhere but to resentments and grudges, and I'm better than you. Then the ego comes into play, and that
Yeah,
ego's a nasty. Go ahead.
it can be a good time though. I mean, I enjoy it a good
Sparks.
yeah. Yeah, it's like the best of competition and refinement, right?
Mm-hmm. Because even the best minds in the world can't agree on everything.
or on anything. But if you're honest enough to like let yourself lose if you're wrong, then you can
And
gain
I've
a lot
lost.
from a fight or from an argument,
I've lo-
right?
I've lost many. Trust me.
And I have too, but this
Now,
isn't one.
when I was drinking, that was a different story. I was
Arguments
out
or
to win
fights?
either one. I was out to win, whether I was right or not.
Yeah. I think I was kind of the same way. I was probably close. I wasn't like a sad drunk or a particularly lovey. I was probably closer to an angry drunk than the others. Angry or happy.
I was a happy-go-lucky drunk until I got alone. Then I was miserable.
Oh, I never really drank alone. Apparently
Try
Henry
it
Kissinger
sometime.
just
It's
died.
fun.
I have done it before. It's not fun. It is pretty miserable, but I didn't. That was never really my thing. I kind of quit drinking after my lifestyle changed. Drinking was fun for me when I was when I was out looking for pussy or fights or when I was living a
Yep.
rowdier lifestyle. But when you're not living a rowdy lifestyle, it was a lot of work to cop a buzz.
Yep. Because I used to drink a case a day plus a fifth of vodka easy.
Holy shit, that's more than I
And
did.
and somewhere along the way there'd be a fifth of whiskey thrown in there.
Yeah, I could drink. I mean, there was a while where I could drink a fifth a day, but never a fifth and a case. But I got my.
Well,
You've heard me talk about getting a fake ID when I was 15.
yeah.
Yeah, and so at that age, it turns into your whole life. If you're the one that can get alcohol for everybody, and then everybody wants it, and then that's how it becomes a business.
Big man on the block.
Right. And it was amazing that it worked as well as it did in hindsight. Probably because of confidence. It's all about confidence. If you look nervous when you're buying booze, they can smell it.
Yep.
But I can fake it.
Fake it till you make it.
That's exactly right. And I espouse that too. Sometimes people like to talk shit on faking it till you make it. I think it's a great thing. That's how you make it. Sometimes.
It depends what direction you're headed, though. It can be
Yeah.
detrimental at the same time.
Well, yeah. I mean, in that case, it wasn't. It wasn't detrimental for me actually, but I think I got lucky when I was in rehab. I was the first time I went to rehab when they.
What was that?
That TV is way loud.
Oh, that was.
Yes. Um. Yeah, the video switched up. You know how sometimes it goes from quiet to loud. It did that.
Yep.
But no, when the first time I was in rehab, when I was in the detox wing, the guy they have 2-man rooms in the detox wing, or 3-man rooms, and the other 2 guys were both alcoholics, and boy, I was having a bad time in there coming off benzos. They were having a worse time. It sounded like.
Oh, it sucked. I went through the DTs. I didn't think I was going to live. It was terrible.
Did you hallucinate?
No.
One of
I
them
just
was
suffered.
hallucinating, and he was talking to the hallucinations.
I had physical suffering
Yeah.
from the withdrawals. It was bad.
Well, yeah, alcohol and benzos are the only 2 things that can kill you. I think that's probably why they put us in the room together. And we were close up by the front desk.
I did have a nickname in the hospital though. I was called Keeper of the Flame.
Why?
Because I was the only one they would trust with the cigarette lighter when it was smoke time.
They didn't ever take ours away. That's the one thing that you could. do is smoke cigarettes.
Well, you could at certain times, but they had times allotted that you could go smoke, and then the nurses would give me the lighter.
Oh yeah,
So
no, ours wasn't that strict. Were you in there voluntary? Like, did you go there of your own volition, or was it like court ordered? If you don't mind.
I went there on my own volition. I couldn't take it no more.
And
I was,
it's pretty amazing then that they were that strict. I mean, I guess it makes sense, but go ahead.
yeah, I was whooped. I broke. I couldn't take it anymore. The effects that the alcohol was having on me in every aspect of my life. I was the most hated person you would ever want to know at the end.
When
Now my
was that?
dad, that was in 2000 when I sobered up. Now my dad was a drunk, but the funny thing about him was it turned out he was just an alcohol abuser because he was always happy go lucky. But when he quit drinking, he was still happy go lucky. Nothing bad happened to him. He wasn't, he abused alcohol for the effect, but he didn't suffer the physical ailments from it like I
See,
did.
yeah, and that's where I was. But I mean, I don't, I don't miss it, and I feel sort of lucky, honestly, given how much I did drink, how early I started drinking, and how kind of addictive my personality is. And so once I was kind of done with that, I have not looked. It's kind of like I feel like I've drank enough for a lifetime, and so now I just don't really push it at all anymore.
Well, it was fun as long as got to control the drinking. The fun went away when the drink overtook me, where I had to drink to live, if that makes any sense. See, you didn't cross that threshold.
Not with that. I was
Now,
there
see,
with benzos.
unfortunately or unfortunately, there's always been something wrong with my system. I've never been able to take drugs and achieve the effects that others do. If I take Seriously, if I take drugs, I get physically ill. I don't get the fun times. I get ill. I get sick. I'm not
Yeah.
wired right. That's all I can say.
I mean, I feel like I'm the only one around at all who doesn't like pot. It's not because it
I,
makes me paranoid. It just doesn't do anything for me. It's like kind of lethargic. It's kind of dull. You kind of feeling. It's like you're sluggish and hungry.
oh, Scott's saying something to you.
I know. It says click the link backstage. Otherwise, just like PU, dishonorable. Don't be a heel. I'm cool
Paul
with
and
being
Slay.
dishonorable. Oh, Paul and Slave.
He,
Yeah, that's
mm-hmm,
fine. Yeah, I'm okay
his
with that.
daddy.
I'm okay with feeling dishonorable, or with I don't feel dishonorable. I'm okay with you feeling like I'm dishonorable, Scott.
You didn't do anything wrong.
He's just wrong. He doesn't want to accept it. They're all wrong. Hey, Scott, go get Wizard. Go get that big ball of intelligence. Tell him to explain things to us and set us straight. He won't do it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I have trouble following that guy.
That's by design. If you pay attention to his speech patterns and the way he talks to people, he'll reference something, maybe he'll pull it up, right? He'll reference a code. He'll read part of it. He'll emphasize a word, then he'll jump to the etymology, read that, pick and choose what he wants out of there, jump to a Bible verse, reference that. They never really connect to a point. He just sort of confuses people and takes them on a walk through the park.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I prayed for him for his cancer. But this other stuff, oof.
I mean, I'm just going to assume that the cancer was bullshit too. He says he still has lung cancer, but he's smoking on camera all the time. I just don't believe the whole thing.
Well, I've known a lot of people that have had lung cancer and disregarded all advice that they were given.
Something seems wrong with you peeps who ignore the link, sadly. Scott, you've had, I think, at least 3 chances up here to explain yourself, and you've fucked off every time.
Well, he gets so excited and starts spurging out, but he gives no actual information other than spurging.
Yeah, none of them do. He's the same as Wizard's the same. Paul Enslaved is a little bit different in his methods. He doesn't explain any more information, but he's a little bit smart. He's a little bit less likely to commit himself down a path that can be. He's more evasive. He won't commit to a claim that he knows can be debunked.
I like to ask Scott if he knows Paul Williams.
Scott, do you know Paul Williams? What's going on? PA Patriot prospecting. Do you actually prospect? If I lived somewhere with gold, I think I would be tempted to go doing gold.
Man, I watched some of them people up in Alaska. That's a hard life.
Yeah, but I bet it's better than office jobs.
Yeah, I don't know. Most of them look worse for the wear.
Well, they could be. I don't know how much work it is, but like everything, I'm sure it's more work than it. To me, who's never done it or never seen it really at all, it just looks like you kind of hang out in the mountains with a pan. Looks like a nice leisurely hangout, and then you walk away with some gold for hanging out in the woods. It's
That's
probably
not
harder
how it
than
is.
that. Yeah,
Yep.
no. Everything is harder than it looks once you get into it.
Amen. You got that right. And trust me, I'm no saint when it comes to life. I'm no philosophical major or anything like that. I just go on life experience.
You're digging holes. I was digging holes today. Motherfucker needs a fence.
Screw that, it was too cold today.
Oh no, it was perfect today because it snowed here and then it all melted, and so the ground was all soft.
Oh, okay. We got some 60, 65 days coming up. I'm glad to see those.
Well, I feel like someone else needs to come up and fight after
Yeah,
after that thumbnail. I don't know.
where's the rest of your peeps?
Jack
I
had a
run 'em
pretty
off.
busy panel today.
Did I run them all off?
I think I started too quick, Flo. Kansas City, where I think I read that rest of that sentence. No,
Are you Kansas or Missouri?
well, I technically the Kansas side now, but I'm from Missouri and I don't like Kansas really. I like Missouri better.
I didn't like Missouri when I lived up by St. Louis. I lived in Illinois.
Yeah, see,
Right
St.
across
Louis
the-
and Kansas City are way different vibes. I went to
Yes.
University of Missouri, and it was kind of night and day difference. I was stunned at how different the two cultures were. Oh, the link's not in the chat.
Well, there's your problem,
That's
dummy.
probably my problem.
Dummy.
I didn't pin it.
Oh, shame on you.
I'm gonna get a drink real quick, and there's that. I'll let it. You can talk to the people and hold it down, or you can cam up, or however, do what you want. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'll see if I can see chat. Hard to do on this little bitty phone. Come on up, people. Join the crowd. Ain't nothing to be afraid of. Flow don't bite much. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know how to do the song and the dance routine like some people do to keep you guys entertained. I'm trying to catch up here. Yeah, snaps. As far as self-diagnosing, I don't know about that. I think you need to go somewhere to at least get some pictures to find out what you got. Because I can diagnose myself with a lot of things, and I can come up with 100 different ailments. You better hurry up, Flo. I'm going to kill your crowd.
Mic check. I heard you. Tell me to hurry up.
Is Tribe here? I see
I don't.
Snap saying something about Tribe.
Yeah, no. There's a one. There's the tribe emoji. When you do the tribe emoji, it doesn't show the picture on StreamYard.
There we go. You got some people coming up now. Thank God, because I got to pee.
Why
That's
you ain't
just
clicking
tribe.
that link?
What?
Why you ain't clicking that link in the back chat? It literally takes you to exactly what I'm reading.
Because
And I'm not
Scott,
trying to say it
I'm-
says anything other than what it says. That's all I'm saying.
I'm so tired of this game with you. I'm not clicking the link. I've told you that, and I haven't even looked at the link. I'm just not doing this with you anymore.
Fair enough,
Probably is.
but you're wrong.
It's probably a translation of a translation.
It's the fucking actual fucking codified law.
I
You
was
just don't want to
reading
click
the
it.
codified law. I read it on 2 different sites. One of them was congress.gov.
Okay,
Both
the
of them said the
statute. This
same
is the
thing.
statute 1211. Okay.
This is
It
exactly
goes in.
what you told me to look up. I told you. I looked this up already,
Don't
Scott.
talk about it anymore because you're not clicking the fucking link that brings you exactly what I was reading.
I just clicked the link. I didn't pull it up on screen. It's exactly the same thing it was the last time. Josh, what the fuck am I going to do with this dude?
Is that all he came up for? To tell you the click the same link that he's been saying to click for?
This is the third. Yeah, this is the third different website I've looked at the same fucking document on.
He's trying to prove a point that's already been debunked.
I know. He's backstage flipping me off and yelling at the
It's
camera.
a lie. It's a lie. That's duplicitous. You're not reading the goddamn same thing. You haven't said once it says the word of God. You haven't said it. So lie.
I went down to the conclusion, which is
No,
what?
read the first fucking line. Put it up for your viewers to see, or you're a goddamn liar.
Fine, then I'm a goddamn liar.
That's a fact, because you won't put it up for the rest of them to read the first fucking line. You're afraid to.
Here's why. Let me explain why.
No, there's no explaining. It's there. You won't say it is. You're a cocksucking liar. That's all there is.
I'm trying to explain why.
No,
you're
there's
wrong.
no explaining that away. Hold
You're
up, show everybody.
You
What's the
are
first
understanding
lie?
it wrong. I'm telling you why you misunderstand what you are reading. Okay? The first part of a
lie?
bill, the first part explains the background of why the law or the proclamation is being made. Then the second part explains what is being done, what they're accomplishing with the bill. The therefore is the dividing line. Every time you see therefore, that means you're shifting gears. All the first part does is sort of recommend or acknowledge and give backstory to what they're doing with the bill. What they're doing with the bill is recommending recognizing 1983 as the year of the Bible. There's nothing actionable there.
Did that bill recognize the Bible as the Word of God in the first line?
Yes,
It didn't
Okay.
proclaim it, it recognized it.
Okay.
but not the
That's
law.
all I'm saying.
It did
Why
not
are you
make
Wait, are
it
you
saying
going to
law.
separate? Are you going to separate what's being said there from what's being said there? Is that what you're trying to do?
I'm saying, what is the fucking point?
It says in recognition of. It
They're
doesn't say
recognizing the Bible. They're not saying our
yes.
laws are based out of this.
No, all laws are not laws. There's statutes, codes, regulations. There's all kinds of shit.
A
We
code
know
is a
that.
collection of laws. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The codified codes are. Okay.
No.
Whatever.
A
You're just
code
playing word
is a
games.
collection of laws.
Word games.
Okay. Well,
There's a question about whether you're drunk, Scott.
not at all. Not at all.
No, this
Don't
is
drink.
this is your brain on Scott.
No, this is just unbelievable how, I mean, you absolutely didn't even want to read that for what it was, but then you go,
But
okay,
how
well, I'll
can
read
you
it.
not read?
You guys took fucking hour to get through one line. That's unbelievable. You just went right around it, right around it, right around it.
It
Okay,
doesn't
Scott.
say that the Bible is the law.
Hold on,
It
Scott.
says
It
I said the Bible is the word of God. Our laws.
Scott, you
if
go
you
ahead
wanna
and
look at-
you go ahead and teach this to us. You read through this and you explain to us what the relevance is.
I'll mute up.
I'm not reading through it at all. I don't have my glasses on. I'm looking at a very small
Well,
phone. So
Okay, you know what? I'll blow it. I'll zoom in. You find your glasses, and you've been.
I'm not going to be able to read it. I can't fucking. There's
Why,
no
you
way.
can't read?
Sure, I can, but not fucking this small. Absolutely not. Let me see if I can somehow make this big enough to see it.
Well, you were able to read it a minute ago.
Hold on. I was reading from a different phone. Oh, you want me to? Okay, this is the same thing I had pulled up on this other phone.
I
Hold
know.
on.
That's what I've been saying.
Whereas the Bible, comma, the Word of God has made a unique contribution in the shaping of the United States as the distinctive and blessed nation and people. Whereas deeply held religious convictions springing from the Holy Scriptures led to the early settlement of our nation.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas biblical teachings inspired concepts of civil government that are contained in our Declaration of Independence and the Constitution of the United States. Whereas many of our great national leaders, among them Presidents Washington, Jackson, Lincoln, and Wilson, paid tribute to the surpassing influence of the Bible in our country's development, and in the words of President Jackson, that the Bible is the rock on which our republic rests. Whereas the history of our nation clearly illustrates
Hold
the
on,
value.
Does that mean that the Bible is
You should
literal?
read the Federalist Papers, man.
Is
Do you
the
want me to just
Bible
start reading that?
No,
Okay, you know what?
I
no.
understand what these
okay, you just
motherfuckers
keep
were
going. You just
saying.
keep going. Let's get through this. Let's get through this. Go ahead. I'll wait. I'll hold my question until the end.
I'm waiting for law.
This is all law. This is public law set 97-280.
It doesn't say the Bible is the law of the land.
It does say it's a rock, though, so we know that the Bible is a rock and that the whole nation is on it. Go ahead, Scott. Continue.
No, all right. That's. I'm done with it because I mean, if you're just gonna, walk it
you
back.
know it all, so explain it to us.
No. Go ahead, Josh. You explain it because
I
I'm not. The whole
this is
nation
from
is
30
on
years
a rock
ago.
and the Bible's a rock. That's pretty stupid. It's
Do you think
idiotic,
our
as a matter of fact.
politicians,
Keep
for
reading.
one, don't follow it anymore, or two,
Oh,
like,
fuck you. You
do you
read.
think
Don't
they
tell me
pass
what
new
to do. Who
things?
said that? Keep reading. You fucking read.
I just skimmed through it real quick. I read real
Go
fast.
fuck yourself and read. Don't tell me what to do.
I already read it.
Then fucking talk about it, dipshit.
I wish
Well,
that
I just
Wizard
said,
was
do you
here.
think our politicians follow these laws, or our judges follow these laws, or do you
Well,
think politicians
Do you
haven't
think that
passed
we're
any
under
further
canon
laws
law
to
right
oversee
now? Do
these
you think that
laws?
we go into the courts and we're under some mysterious law? Or do you think it's canon law, Roman occult canon law? Do you think the judges follow canons of law?
Resolved by the Senate and House of Representatives of the United States of America in Congress assembled that the President is authorized and requested to designate 1983 as the National Year of the Bible in recognition of both the formative influence the Bible has been for our nation and our national need to study and apply the teachings of the Holy Scriptures.
The Word of
It,
God.
does, it doesn't say, let us make this the law of the land.
What does Public Law 97-280 say to you? Does it
I
say
just
that it's a
read it.
no? Does it say that that's a fucking grocery store employee manual?
Oh my God. You're
What's the
putting
first line of
words
that?
in
The
there.
first line tells you what it is. Chuck, don't be so daft.
Authorizing and
Good hot
requesting
word.
authorizing and requesting the president to proclaim 1983 as the year of the Bible.
The first line, Chuck. Read the first line. It tells you
That
what it
was the
is. You don't
first
have to.
line.
Okay, it says authorizing and requesting the president to
No, what does
proclaim
the
that.
top of the
Did
page
he
say?
did it
That
go
is
through?
the top.
Public law, where it says public law.
Do you see authorizing and requesting the president to proclaim 1983 as the year of the Bible? Like, was it ever
That's
approved
what
or
the
anything?
resolution was. It became a law.
Obviously, it's not
So-
followed anymore. Just like Paul's laws that he
Oh.
brings up to police officers
It's
when he
actually
was
even
driving, which is why he
further. It's
doesn't drive anymore.
96 stat 112 or 1211.
A resolution is just like Congress getting up there and saying, we support Israel. They send the resolution to the president. He signs it. It don't mean diddly squat.
What is a
It's a
statute? What is
resolution.
a statute?
It's not a statute.
What is it's stat 1211 right to the top right of the page.
Look that up, Flo. 96 stat 1211.
We're looking at it.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
that's what this is. Okay, so what does this law do then? Let's play
It
the game.
proclaims the Bible, the Word of God, and it says this nation was founded upon that rock.
Okay, so the nation, it makes the Bible a rock.
It kind of tips the hand to where you actually know that the canon laws are being applied. It even tells you that it's out of the
Scott,
1611
it's lip
Bible when you
service.
really
It's
read
It
lip
into
does
it.
service.
not.
It's lip
It
service.
does
It's lip
not.
service to the Bible and to Christians. It was Ronald
Okay,
Reagan. He was doing lip
I
service.
can't convince you. Your eyes are wide shut, but I love you just the same. It's okay.
Scott, don't.
It
No, you don't.
says
Don't do
nothing
that
about
weird passive aggressive
1611.
shit with me.
No,
Look at
no,
the-
no. That's the
Look
fact.
at the part
Flo,
I
I'm gonna love you
highlighted.
no matter what. How stupid you are.
Look at the part I
Gee.
highlighted. This is what
Ain't
the
that the
law
part I
does.
read, Flo?
Yes, the part that Chuck read.
It pays homage. It pays
Right.
homage.
Scott, you're the only one who can't read this.
It says nothing about canon law. It says nothing about law.
I didn't
It's a
say that it said anything. I said this was a clue to what was going on, has been going on since fucking early on in our nation's history. Fuck.
No, it's
well,
not.
well,
It's
the
a
beginning.
misinterpretation.
It
You
says it's a
misinterpreted it.
founding principle.
No, it's wishful thinking. He's
Do you think
thinking
that
of,
we're under canon law or not? You don't believe that?
I got a cannon in my yard. Does that count?
You don't think the courts are following canon law, the canons of law?
No, I don't.
Why don't you look that up? Jesus Christ, you're daft.
Scott, how
Because
many
you're
things do I need
trying
to
to-
look up before you admit that you're wrong?
That the canons
You're
of law are
trying to
not
muddy
being
the
followed in
water.
the courts? Why would they? The canons of law are not being
It says
followed in
nothing,
the courts.
it says nothing about canon law.
No, I'm not bringing that in. That's completely different. That has
So are
nothing
you
to do.
using canon law as in literally like the law of the Catholic Church, proper noun, or canon law as improper noun, like a canon of law?
The canon of law that have come from back in basically the Roman occult canons. A lot of Latin is in this. Corpus Canon 3228 is Corpus Juris Secundum, which is the worst one. Basically, it's about the lawyers telling who their oaths are to. I have a couple others written down. I've read actually in
Your
the
response is like a
Don't
confused tangle of mess.
don't tell
what?
me the bar stands for British Accredited Resident, whatever that word is.
Okay, what does it stand for? What do you think it stands for?
It stands for the line that you cross to go before court. It does not have anything to do with the British.
It's the little short wall. It's that little wall
Yeah.
when you go. So you're on the
Yes.
ship when you cross that line, right?
There is no ship, you dingbat.
We've
You should pull
all
up.
heard that explanation,
Yeah.
Scott. It doesn't work. It's bullshit.
No, there's actually 4 things going on when you're in a courtroom, and it's not just a ship. But you've actually given up most of your
We're
rights by walking in there.
we are not on a ship.
We're not.
No, we're
Where is
not.
court? Court is held in the courthouse.
Not
Yeah.
in the courtship.
Right.
Okay. Are
Salute.
you?
You guys want to change the language, change the meaning of a word, go back to 1600 to find a definition that doesn't apply today? It's
This
crazy.
This is exactly the same tactic that all the fucking worst people try to manipulate the meanings of words, right?
The
Like
sob
what is
sit. Sob
pandemic?
sit.
What is a pandemic? What is a driver? These are all bullshit wishful thinkers trying to force feed or trying to force their lies into truth.
I
It
agree.
wouldn't even be truth. It would just be acceptance. They're trying to force their lies to be accepted through a little bit of deceit and a little bit of coercion, right?
Let's put it this way. If the driver's license thing was bogus, like they claim, that would spread across America like nobody's business, and nobody would be required to have one right now.
Correct.
Canon law is basically from the church, and the church is kind of and this. You know what? I'm not going to argue about this because it doesn't matter. You don't want to believe anything, that's fine. But the church and the tri-state empire, and you think you've heard it all. I know, you can look at Last Flag Stand and all the bullshit out there.
What's a tri-state empire? I need help with that.
The 3 obelisks that are on the planet, you have Washington, D.C., which is the Pentagon. That's the money. That's the brute force.
Washington, D.C. is not the Pentagon.
But that's the representation of the strength. That's where the strength is. So Washington D.C. is not the Pentagon. That's where the Pentagon is, isn't it?
I don't know if the Pentagon is outside the Capitol building.
Snaps, I'm only bringing you up to yell at Scott. Then I'm dunking you back.
I know. I'm content pissing on Tribe. Like, I'd rather go back and piss on Tribe now.
I know, but you're banned from my channel, so you just gotta. If you're here to yell at Scott, you can go ahead and go real quick.
That's all I came in. Scott, I looked up the foreclosure shit in the house, right? And
doesn't matter.
You didn't own it. You abandoned it, right? It was abandoned. Hence, the bank put the locks on. And it's the same with this. Yes, these and Chuck. I don't know.
Who abandoned it?
Who abandoned it? Under a beast system agenda. So, like, when people are saying, "Oh yeah," because on the paychecks, it's a well-known thing. Those are sentences. When they say read the small print, and then the whole capital letter, like the whole. I get it, but no, we are in a police.
Hey, let me ask you something. Hold on, Snaps. Because I spent the night with my mom, who was sick in her bed.
Snaps, listen to him so you can respond.
And others who aren't into religions or God, that's why they have the state separation of church and state, bud.
Snaps, so you're saying I abandoned the house because I went and spent the night with my sick mother?
On the house first.
What? They did
locks.
that in the morning because I wasn't there. They went to
owns the locks. Put
no,
it on
they
your
broke
house,
the law.
and you got
they
arrested.
broke the law. See, you're not getting it.
Into it, bro.
They broke the law.
And the bank fucking dropped the charges because they didn't want the house to get caught up in bullshit. Because
No, that when did they wait? The house was sold. The house was sold long before the charges were dropped. You're making stuff up. You're such a fool. See, you're an idiot who's lying now. Now I know you didn't even look it up.
But when it came down to the courts, they dropped it so the house wouldn't get caught up in foreclosure bullshit.
No, you're wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. You're making shit up. You're making shit up.
And you broke into it. But the reason the bank put locks in the house is, why do banks usually put locks on a house? Even if your claim of, no, it's because you abandoned it. No one was in there. They already gave you a time.
What, for a day? For a day, I went to take care of my mother. You're saying I abandoned it?
About this,
my car was in the garage. Look at the police report. If you know everything, hey, if you know everything, you should have the police report where they said, "Oh, he lives here." They made a mistake, dummy. You're just a moron.
If you got arrested, for you to say I beat it in court, they would rather drop it than lose that fucking house.
They didn't. They didn't. Hey, wait. First off, the bank doesn't press charges. It's the state, moron. You don't know a fucking thing.
By the cops for
You're an idiot.
Into a house that wasn't yours, right?
Shut up.
Sold
hey,
the house?
Put him in back. You're just fucking obfuscating the whole conversation with stupidity. You're an idiot. This proves anybody who's listening to this proves Snafu is full of shit.
You abandoned
this guy's a fucking fraud moron.
Empty.
Fraud moron.
Said we're gonna protect our property.
The house was empty. The house was empty? Wait. What are you reading? You're a moron.
No charges pressed because we don't want this house to get caught up in some bullshit from this fat fuck who's homeless.
Okay, you're insane. Wow.
I was content pissing on Drive.
Snafu, you're a pogo and you're a pedo. You're a pogo and a pedo, I'm sure. Now that you keep calling everybody else, it's because you're making shit up. It must be about you.
You're lying.
Who stole
just
the
like
house?
You know Michael Jackson, he sucked your dick. You're lying.
Jesus
Who stole
Christ.
it? Who stole the house? Who stole the house?
Who stole it?
Sold.
Sold it?
Yes.
It went through a foreclosure. I was at the sale and I actually had the highest bid, but they didn't give me.
So you did not own it. You did not own it then.
But I had possession. You have to understand, possession's 9
No.
cents a law. Yeah, Chuck, you don't know a motherfucking thing about
if it's
law.
up for bid, it's no longer owned. That's why it's up for bid.
No, it wasn't up for bid yet, you dumb shit.
You just said you had the highest bid.
Okay, look, the bid, it hadn't been transferred. The bid hadn't been transferred, so no title could have been done. We're talking about literally 3 days after the sale that they fucking hadn't even had chance to do title, much less to put me in a position of notice to vacate or writ of possession. So what I'm telling you is they broke their own rules. Don't fuck with me. It's just exciting and upsetting me for no goddamn reason, because you got someone like Snafu who's espousing complete bullshit, hasn't read a motherfucking thing, as proven by
Why was you in notice to vacate?
There wasn't one. There wasn't
Why
one. They
would
hadn't
they
even
have
had
been?
time to do that, and I would have appealed that. I would have appealed everything. I've been through this in other cases for other people and myself. And
were you
in my own case, I was successful at it
for
for 14 years straight. So fuck all y'all who think you know.
Were
what you're
you not
about.
paying for it?
What?
Were you not paying for it?
What?
Were you?
I'm not going to answer any more questions because I have my.
Of course he does.
I'm
He wasn't paying for
talking about this on, Tyler, Taylor, whatever you want to talk about. You could have had some good content, but this is just fucking moronic. You are filled with stupidity, hatred, and fucking, honestly, morons who don't know where the fuck the truth is.
Flo was in the house banking market. He knows about it. He was on the bank side.
Plus years. Chuck,
you weren't on the bank side.
Yes, I know the bank side very well, though.
No. You were not the bank side. Flo, help me out.
If you pay your bills, they leave you alone. If you pay your damn bills.
Josh, what are you paying with?
My money.
The last
I'm only
lawful
30
money
and I know this
considered
shit.
the last lawful use of the Federal Reserve money, Federal Reserve dollars, went out with the Farm Bill in 1938. That's the last lawful use of the Federal
All
Reserve
right,
Mm-hmm.
so
note.
we're going the Wizard and Paul route
Mm-hmm.
now. Okay.
No, you guys just want to fucking seem to believe you know the truth when you won't even look into the truth.
I've
Just
never
because
had a
you
house
use
taken from
something
me.
doesn't
I've
mean
never
it's
had a
lawful.
car repoed from me. I've never had anything repoed from me or taken from me because I didn't not pay my bills.
Okay,
I've always paid my bills. I've always
Hey,
had.
I was
I've had everything I've
pissing
always
on
had.
Tribe, but you just pissed me off again, Scott. You know who possession? You just made a lie. Who put locks on the house? The possession was the locks. The bank had possession of the
Amen.
property. You
All right.
dumb
Amen.
fuck.
Snafu.
okay.
I'm going
Let's
back to
shift
piss on Tribe, but
topics.
you lied. You did no possession of the house. The people who put the locks on the house had possession. Hence, the locks were to keep you out.
Did they have
because they had
lawful
possession of
possession? Did they
property.
have lawful possession, or did
You
they
dumb
break the
fuck.
You two,
law?
I'm
Hey,
separating
all
you
you guys go
two
piss on Tribe.
symbolically to shut you guys up. Hold on a second. Let's shift topics because I want to talk to Snafu because I kind of like Snafu, even though like some of the shit that he does is appalling.
Hey, we've been cupcaking it.
We have been cupcaking it. You're very good at knowing just what lines you can push in with who, but you're very garbage to women. What's the deal?
Not women. I don't consider those weaponized hoes women, sir.
It doesn't
That's
matter.
what I'll say. We could leave it at that.
You
right?
do. I mean, but you
I
do
don't
because
consider
you
women.
attack them along those
They make
lines.
real women look bad. My
No,
opinion.
you attack them along sexual lines. Those are your
I'm going to
talking points.
metaphorically rape them since I'm putting them in the hospital, right, for heart attacks and their mental health.
Ooh, what is that? Peace and quiet?
For a minute. So basically, what I was going to say is that you're still banned from here. I appreciate the contribution. I appreciate you pissing on Tribe, and I
Yeah, I just
appreciate
want to pick
you.
on Tribe one
Right,
more time.
and I'll let you keep doing that. But I'm
No, you know what? It's just Scott made that comment saying I had possession. That's a bold-faced lie. That's why there's locks on the house, and the people who possess the property would be the ones with the locks on the house. He bold-faced
I
lie.
know. I know.
All right,
I
that's all I gotta
agree.
say. I'll
I
go piss on
agree.
And
Tribe.
Snafu, when you stop acting like such a piece of shit to women, then you'll get to be back up here regularly. But for now, I got to leave you to pissing on Tribe, and that's
fine.
about it.
And maybe when these women stop acting like weaponized hoes, I'll stop one day.
They're not.
He's weaponized.
Yeah. He's in that, was it MGTOW, whatever they call it.
You can't lump everybody up into the same group that is.
Well, the
made.
best I can,
I hate on everybody equally, men and women.
best I
I give
best
them
I can
bull crap.
figure, MGTOW's the same as doing the lowdown.
Scott's back too.
Oh Lord. Okay, I'll be quiet. Go ahead.
I don't know.
Let him rip.
You guys seem like you may be as fucking government operated as could be, because you're thinking that they should come into my house with all my shit in the house, the dog food, my food in the refrigerator, my car in
But
the
you
garage.
weren't
because I
paying
drove a
for it.
golf cart. Hold on. Can I finish, Chuck? Or are you just gonna talk over me?
Sure, go ahead.
Scott, we're gonna wrap this up. I didn't realize that it was the Machine Lies birthday stream, so
Well, that's
we're
fine.
gonna.
That's fine. Can I just finish this statement
Yeah,
and answer my question? Do you think it's right that I should come home the next day after the neighbors basically said, "Hey, your house got fucking basically brought, the bank came in with cops yesterday, fucking, we tried to call you, but your phone was off. Hey, I went over there. They had no writ of possession, no fucking notice or nothing. And you're thinking this is America or Nazi Germany. You guys are okay with that? Who the fuck are you? And why would you be okay with it? If it happened to you, I wouldn't be okay with it.
I wasn't paying attention.
It's just bullshit that somebody, while I'm taking care of my sick, dying mother, would come and ruin all my fucking belongings in my house, especially the goddamn bank around here. that's the fucking biggest bank in the neighborhood, who had no writ of possession, no right to enter that fucking house, and no right to ruin my belongings. And you're going, well, they had possession because snafu fucking dipshit snaps.
Well,
Says,
if you
oh, well,
wasn't
they had
paying
possession.
for it,
Once they took it unlawfully, once
I have
they
one question. Was your mom's finances in order to pay for the house?
They would have been if my uncle,
There we go.
all the money, she had all the money, but she wasn't in the fucking mindset to get it from the investments to pay for that. I tried to do it. My uncle had a durable financial power of attorney and wouldn't step the fuck in. Wouldn't you know, this is a bigwig accountant himself. He's now stepping on some shit because we're getting into this over it. So I don't want to go much further, but y'all are wrong and you're persecuting somebody. It's just been nothing but persecuted, but that's okay. Keep it up. You're on the wrong side of history.
you weren't paying for it, therefore it wasn't
And
yours.
fuck, my mom's
Fucking
house
A.
was a fucking 80-year-old who was given a 12-month balloon note. Are you in your right mind to think that that was right? Flo, you were a banker. Tell
Why
me
did
that
they?
was okay.
Why did they give her a balloon?
She
note?
took it. She took it.
Chuck,
Because she
She
had a
took it.
fucking
what is your
caregiver who
problem,
walked in
Chuck?
there with her and acted like it was her daughter. Here, Ma, sign here. We're taking, we're, Oh, yeah, I love
So
you.
what did the caregiver get out of it?
Moved into this fucking house right here, just like I told you. Said that they were paying that other bill. Had my mom. You don't understand the whole situation. It wasn't
I
cool.
don't.
My mom
But
went
banks,
through a lot of fucking sad shit. It was very upsetting.
banks, I, yeah, that happens a lot. It is sad what happens to old people, especially old women get taken advantage of.
You have
What?
no idea. If I
my
was a
question,
different person, I would have put somebody out of their fucking misery here.
sure, but my question is, why? Because banks normally do 3-year balloon notes on commercial real estate. Why was her?
They sold this to a private investor like this. They already knew it was popping. They knew her
But
health was bad.
did she buy it as commercial real estate? Was it commercial loan?
She tried to put it in trust. She didn't even have her wits about it to get it in the trust. It's all fucked up. It's all fucked up. You have no idea.
I'm sorry that happened. It does sound like a fucked up situation.
It is a snafu. It is a snafu.
But
from a real estate family who knows better than this.
But the fact of the matter, I mean, there is some truth to what he's saying. I don't know the whole story, but the fact of the matter is it wasn't being paid for. It's owned by the bank.
It went back to the bank, but they didn't have possession. That's the key thing. They can't just assume they override the law.
Jack, hold on 1 second. But I just want to say this and then go to Jack. The fact of the matter is that you're trying to play the gray area before foreclosure, and that area, all that's the float. You're playing the float. It's called.
But they had to follow the law on the float. They did.
It's kiting, basically. You know what kiting is? People kite checks. When you pay one bank account out of another bank account and the funds become available before the other check bounces, that's kiting. You're kiting a house.
I know it very well.
Jack, what's up?
I was just going to point out all this grief and trauma, all the drama. It's because of property rights.
You're right. If nobody was allowed to own that, are you fucking with me?
He was nothing and be happy.
But it is. It's all over this property nonsense. We're just renters here on Earth.
You're right. We would be better off if nobody was allowed to own anything.
Especially the banks.
I have a headache. Why don't I shoot myself?
I'd rather a man owns a house than a bank.
A bank is a bunch of men.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's a piece of paper.
These days, kind of, not really.
There's corporation people hiding behind it, but they're not real men because they never put their balls on the goddamn line.
Move back. I can smell your breath from here.
Scott's
can you tell what year this is aged to?
What is it?
I don't know.
Are you drunk, Scott?
Don't drink.
It's O'Shea's PP.
There you go. That's no.
It's a glass of Piznog.
Not Piz
Mm-hmm.
not. That
Welcome.
would never happen. I wouldn't drink my own.
Who is that, Flo? I can't see.
That's Wake Up. I don't think Wake Up's been up here. Have you
It-
been up here before?
Yeah, it's AJ. I was here the other day. I had my mic off.
Right on.
We
Greetings.
had on Dave's channel and then Machine Lies Flow. I've been some
Got
stuff.
it.
You
Yeah.
guys, you know, this is why I prefer Flow's channel over everybody else's, and it's not because it has anything different other than that Flow actually moderates his panel. You know what I mean? Like if you ever notice, there's a nuanced conversation going on all the time on here. And I fucking love that, dude. I love popping in just to give him a shout out for that, man.
Well, thank you.
The heated debates are moderated well, and that's what I love to see, man.
I try to keep. Thank you, and I've gotten that compliment a lot. And I tried to teach Bex, a little bit about that, but she wouldn't have it yesterday.
Yeah, but you're
That's why your
cuter,
numbers
Flo.
are growing, Flo. Be honest.
Well,
with
and
you,
I've just been doing a lot more stuff than before. I didn't used to stream nearly this consistently. I mean, I'm on like 3 days in a row now or something, which is pretty unheard of. But somebody asked me about it on one of the recent streams, and I realized, sometimes you don't even know the things that you're doing or why until somebody asks you a question and makes you think about it. I'm not accountable to anybody right now. I'm self-employed. I'm off probation. There's nobody, and that's why the whole doxing threat is sort of not really a thing. Like, who are you going to call? Who are you going to tell on me to? It's just not.
I'm going to tell God on you.
Oh, well, he already knows.
Yeah, right. Pretty much ain't got any secrets myself there. That's my fear. My biggest fear, to be honest with you.
Is what?
Oh, that
Is
God
what, God?
sees everything. I played an audience of one. I try and tell the truth. I try and do the right thing. And that's literally day in and day out. So, and it's because I believe I played an audience of one. If I'm wrong, I'll never know.
And Scott, I believe that you do actually try to do that, which is why I keep letting you back up here to spew your nonsense, because I hope that I can break through to you. Because if you are lying intentionally, then you're a better actor than the rest of them.
No, I'm not lying about anything. And I'll be honest.
I know
with
you're
you.
just dumb.
If I'm misled, I'll be honest with you. I mean, not once, not twice, but several times I've been fucking knocked in the head sideways. Like literally had doctors walk around me for weeks because of fucking falls. But I'm also an accomplished songwriter. I've done some weird stuff and never been diagnosed with anything other than, obviously they said you had head trauma, but there's
You
no
can
way
be
to
a really
diagnose
good.
what the
God.
fuck that's going to do to you.
God, you know Paul Williams?
Who?
Paul Williams.
The actor?
No, well, he was an actor, but he's the president of the authors, publishers, and something else society since 2009. He's
You
the one
talking
that
about
wrote
Paul Williams, who was in Smokey and the Bandit?
Yep.
Okay, he's okay. He's the president of
SAC or whatever, American Society of Authors, Publishers, and Composers.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I think
He
actually
wrote the song. Rainbow Connection that Kermit the Frog used to sing.
right. He wrote a lot of stuff. He was actually a talented artist himself.
Yeah, do you know him?
Do I know him personally? No.
Yeah, I do. Does that count for anything?
Awesome. I'd love to know him.
I got his phone number. I'll dig it up and send it to you sometime.
That would be just to actually know, the guy to call him. I mean, that'd be interesting if he'd be willing to take a call. I would do it
He-
to. Go ahead.
He's a good guy. He's short. Trust me, he's really short compared to me.
Hey, Flo, can I share something with you? Since we're talking about him, he's a country singer. I got a country song. I shared the last time I was on here. I think I shared Lucky One. Or I know I shared it on Jesse's. But you want to hear technical support? Yes or no?
Lucky One. I've heard Lucky One.
Do you want to hear it?
I was muted. You're welcome to share it. I personally don't like it when people want to play me their songs.
I'm not playing it. I'm just going to share the lyrics, and I don't have to sing
All
it.
right.
I can just give you
No,
the
you
words.
you share whatever you want. I'm already telling you beforehand. I won't offer feedback. This is the thing I do every time somebody's like, "You want to hear my band?" So you go ahead and do what you want. I'm not going to offer any feedback.
No, it's just funny lyrics. I was sitting on hold with Verizon Fios, and I was so fucking pissed off that I put the phone on mute, and I literally set it on speakerphone. I set it on the desk, and before the lady came back on the phone, I'd penned the entire song. So less than 10 minutes. I mean, like literally wrote a song called Technical Support. It's just, well, I'm holding on. Yeah, I'm still waiting. The time it goes slow. Seems like I've been holding on a year or even more. So tell me what's the holdup? Because I'm far beyond just bored. Just pick up the phone once you talk to me because I'm in need of some support. Technical support. Yeah, I got it wrong.
Look,
The thought that I could call you and all my problems would be gone. Technical support. Man, this takes too long. Won't you pick up the phone and talk to me? Because I've got to move along. So tell me with this music, do you think that I'm amused? This crap I'm stuck here listening to? It sounds like elevator tunes. And there she goes again. Her familiar voice, it makes me cringe. Thank you for your patience, and someone will be right with you. But I'm an hour 30 in. Technical support. Yeah, I got it wrong. The thought that I could call you and all my problems would be gone. Technical support. God, this takes too long. So pick up the phone, please talk to me, and I promise I'll be gone. Finally, there's an answer. Whoosh, it's like an answer to my prayers. Wait, what about it? The wrong department? I don't care. Technical support. I guess I got it wrong. There you go. Fair enough. But Paul Williams might like that. I know Jack did.
Jack, you look like you're about to say something.
He's muted though.
I was about to step away.
Don't go. It was that bad, man. Fuck, I'll never do it again.
No, I'm sure he's great for people.
I am about to wrap it up because it is TML's birthday stream, so I'm gonna go over and show a little bit of support. So actually, do you know how to do the raid thing where you drop? Do you know how that works?
What do you mean?
There's a way to shuttle all of your viewers over to a different channel.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
I think it's an option in the YouTube settings to forward from one to another. I think I've seen it, but I don't know. Talking out my ass.
All right.
There's got to be a DIY in YouTube to show you right how to do that.
Yeah, I'm sure there is, but I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna look at it while I go ahead and
Peace out. Thanks for having me up. Thanks for listening to that fucking babble.
Yep. Do you have any last words you wanna?
Just God wrote the plan.
God wrote the plan. All right.
Must have, because I didn't do it. So let's go with that. Peace out, guys.
Yep.
That's what was calling me too, Flo. I'm gonna bounce over, show some love.
Right on.
TML. Thank you, my friend.
Oops, thank you. Chuck, what do you think?
All right, Flo. It's all in your hands, babe.
It's all in my hands.
I tried looking that song up, and his name don't come up.
Hold on. Holly asked for the link. I assume Holly means to the other channel.
TML.
Yeah.
Is
this
it his birthday?
Is Red 40's Paul, isn't it?
Sometimes I think so. I'm not 100% sure.
Red 40, are you Paul? You're Paul.
He's one of Paul's minions. If it ain't Paul.
Yeah, definitely one of Paul's minions. I think it's Paul. Okay,
I know
yeah.
he got up.
I'm gonna drop the machine link. Go ahead.
He got upset when people buy those memberships for your people.
Oh, I know. He hates it.
Where's Steve at?
I
Did he
don't
ever-
know. Yeah, he hates. It's funny because he's so counterphobic. And Red 40, you're welcome. I'm going to tell you exactly what you do wrong, Paul. Wow, I cannot talk and type at the same time. I can only think in one linguistic direction. He tips his cards so much the way that he goes at exactly what he doesn't like or what makes him nervous. Oh, Chuck's gone. Red 40, I don't believe that you're not Paul. I'm dumber than I look. Red 40, click here. You know what? I'm gonna wait a second and end it. Red 40, I want you to click the link and show me that you're not Paul. You can come on stage if you want. It's just me now. But you're not obligated to. If you just want to cam up backstage, I just like to see who you are because I think that you're Paul. You don't have to do the panel. All you have to do is click the link and jump backstage. You're not going to do it, are you, Paul? Well, I'm glad to help in any way that I can. I assure you it wasn't intentional, but I'm glad that it all worked out. And hopefully once you get it resolved, you come back and why are you can stop telling me that. I know that you say that you're not Paul, but I think that you're Paul. So come on up. I promise I won't bring you on stage unless you tell me in the private chat that you want to be brought on stage. But we've got another guest that you're Provo. Which I don't think it's Provo because Provo's not nearly so hostile. Woot woot. Chuck, thank you for the memberships. Maybe Robin Blue got one. Always appreciate the support, Chuck. It could be CIA. I don't think it's Provo. It might be CIA. That's a guess that I could get on board with. Has the same terrible attitude as the CIA. Also, Rob G. Could be Rob G. What'd you just say? Oh, fuck. All right, there it is. I missed it entirely. Well, CIA. All right, I accept that. All right, guys. That's it. Tort stream. Go to Machine Lives. I dropped the link. It's his birthday, so we're going over the birthday stream. I'll be there. Thanks for watching. Oh, hit the like on your way out. Hit the share button and copy on your way out. And thank you, Chuck, for the memberships. Have a good one.